Hello, guys. I want to talk about something that happened about a month or two ago. I recently seen it a lot on the internet, and I want to talk about Harambe. So if you don't know who Harambe is, Harambe was a gorilla at a zoo, and this little boy, the parents, the boy crawled over the fence and fell several feet down this, it kind of looks like a very, very, like if you were to take the Grand Canyon and shrink it down into very small size, I don't know. So he kind of fell off this tiny cliff into the exhibit where the gorilla had been living, and this is where most people are fighting whether, I don't know. So Harambe was shot and killed. Some people say that Harambe was trying to protect the kid, but at the same time, even though the gorilla's intentions might have been to protect the child, maybe, he was still hurting the child unintentionally. So, at the time, he grabbed the child by the leg and dragged him across the water. I don't know what he was doing or why he did it, but some people say it was to protect the child from the screaming crowd from above, which, may I point out that they were screaming because the kid had fallen in. But while doing this, the child was hitting his head against concrete. He was only hurting the child more, but he didn't have the intentions to. So, what do they do? Well, they were thinking about shooting it with a tranquilizer, and they thought that would have angered Harambe even further. So they decided to shoot him. So this kid had went through hell and back, being dragged across, but the gorilla did take a defensive position to guard the child from the screaming crowd at first before dragging him across the water. They shot him, and people were freaking out because he was an endangered species of gorilla. And why I think that, yes, I think that I wish it would have turned out to where the gorilla was saved, because, I'm not for just killing animals for no reason. The child could have been further hurt and severely injured, or even been killed, even if the gorilla hadn't had the intentions to kill the child. He could have accidentally done it. And without taking those chances, we decided that we would shoot the gorilla. And I think that was a good choice, just because for the sake of a child who had barely seen the beginning of his own life versus a gorilla who had been living for many years. I'm just saying that we try our best to keep our young alive so that they can have full and fully fledged lives. That gorilla may not have had the intentions to harm the child, but he was harming the child. They are great animals. Gorillas, they usually, if a child falls into a pit or does, the gorilla usually tries to protect the child from harm. So, that's my thoughts on Harambe. If you have any thoughts on it, write in the comment section down below. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Just wanted to talk about the matter, so I guess that's it for all, and I wish that Harambe is living a good life in heaven or whatever, and hope that the child is safe. And like always, guys, stay cute.